Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brittany. Right now, my background looks a little different because I'm at my mom's house. We're having a girls' night. Hence, we have all the good snackage and some sparkling grape juice. So we're just spending time together having a girls' night. And I thought it would be perfect because who knows me best? Who knows me better than my mother? And who knows her better than her own daughter? We are going to tell spooky stories and tell our paranormal experiences and our backgrounds. My mom doesn't want to be on the camera, so that's fine. But you're going to hear her voice, so it's mostly going to be me. And, so yeah, it should be a fun night. I feel like we should have like spooky music in the background, like dark lights, like candles. It's not the case, but you know, we are kind of in a spooky dark basement. But anyway, I am doing this fun paranormal experience collab with my friend Caroline from Stay Spooky. So go check her out. I will link everything down below, and let's get started. So I'm testing out this eye cream. It's supposed to make your eyes less puffy. And I don't know if it's been my allergies, but for this eye cream, because it's new, but like my eyes have been itching like crazy, and I'm like, okay, did I put too much by my eyelid? Is it just my allergies? Because you know, just pollen is awful right now. Okay, Mom. I'm testing out this new eye cream.
What's it supposed to do?
It's an illuminating eye cream, and it's supposed to help with your baggy eyes. So you just put a little bit under your eyes, and you're supposed to put this on in the morning and the night.
And it works that fast?
Well, I don't know. I just started testing it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But
Under your eyes?
yeah, like right under your eyes.
Okay.
I was just telling them that I don't know if it's my allergies or if it's this product, but, or like if I got it too close to my eyelid. But, my eyes have been itchy.
It's allergies, I think. I woke up all stuffy this morning, and it's the pollen. Pollen's really bad. And
So I can't tell you guys what the product is until after
we will
I
find
do some
out.
testing. So yes, we'll find out because we both have sensitive skin. Okay, so moving on to our stories. Okay, so I think we both need to spill the secret. Yeah, you think it's time? Okay. Do you want to tell him or do you want me to tell him?
You can tell them.
Okay. So we have a secret that we've been hiding for a very long time. Kind of makes us sound crazy, but you know, we see dead people.
It's true.
Yeah, so we are here to tell you all about our paranormal experiences. So make sure you have your popcorn and your coffee, your tea, whatever you want. We have our girl snacks, and let's dig into the really, really scary stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna set you guys up here. And don't mind us, we're just gonna be snacking. I couldn't find any water bottles.
Oh, they're in the fridge. I'll get them.
Down here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I put some more upstairs.
Yep.
Don't judge my cookie dough eating. I know. It says that I've been doing this with my mom for years. So. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice cold water,
Yeah.
especially when it's hot.
And after you eat chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask questions that come to my mind. When was the first time you saw or had a paranormal experience?
I guess when I was little, like I was probably 5 or 6, when we were living in the house in Baldwin, and things would happen, like move across the counter in the kitchen, or the hall light would come on and off.
I thought it was
at
in
random
Valley Park.
times.
Maybe not. The house that Granny used to live in? or
Oh,
not?
the house that me and Granny used to live in, and me and your dad, yeah, we would hear things, and just weird. I would hear like music playing, and I wasn't sure where it was coming from.
Yeah. Well, even in the apartment, when we used to live in that little apartment in Imperial,
Mm-hmm.
and you had that big old radio,
Mm-hmm.
and it used to come on, classic music randomly came on, and we knew that was Grandma.
Mm-hmm. So, what Brittany's referring to is, you don't have to show me. They don't want to see me. You can hear me though.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was little, I used to stay all night with my grandma, and I would sleep upstairs, and she would sleep downstairs on the couch, and she would give me the bed upstairs. So when we went to bed, she was hard of hearing, so she had her radio up really loud. And all I remember, every time I stayed all night with her, she would play 99.1, which used to be classical music. Well, when she passed away, I got her radio, and I remember I had it on 102.5, and at that time it was soft rock, I think, way back when. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night several times, and it would be on classical music every time. And I knew that was her telling me everything was okay, because I was, mourning over her for years.
So did you freak out? Or were you like in a calm?
No, I was like, oh, Grandma, It is kind of scary at first, though. Like your first premonition or your first ghost or ghost voice that you hear is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're little, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I was older than that.
And then when you grow up and your grandma tells you how she has premonitions, and your mom has premonitions, and then I have kids with premonitions, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it was Grandma. Well, no, it was great Grandma, then you. Grandma, then you,
Mm-hmm.
then me. Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie does.
And Caroline.
Robbie has premonitions, like he will know when something happens before it happens, and I won't even tell him. Like, I don't know, he just knows.
Yeah.
I have heard dead people talk to me, and I've seen them. and I have premonitions. So it's really scary when they talk to me and they tell me that they want me to do something.
Especially when they want you to talk to someone that they're close to.
And they won't stop.
They
until
won't
you
stop
do it.
bothering you until you do it, and then you feel like a crazy person.
Right.
Okay, so my first was right when I got out of the hospital for my Lumire's. I think I was a couple days away from my 14th birthday.
Yep.
Or maybe I did turn 14. I think it was my birthday. Flying back.
Birthday. Yeah.
Flying back, I was 14. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. Anyway, so I flew back home to my dad in Texas. On the plane, I had my very first premonition, and it was of Grandma Rosie having a heart attack on the couch. And I'm like, why in the heck? Okay, I had to make sure it was still recording. I'm like, what? I'm like, why in the heck would I be thinking about that? You know, you don't think about those kinds of things about your grandparents. And so I was like, okay, that's weird, and I just ignored it. And then it was the first couple nights, maybe, I was home, and so right when I got back, I know it's so confusing. When I got back to Texas from being out of the hospital, we found out my grandma died. Went back to the funeral, and then came back. And then, so it was that first night back home from the funeral, and it was at midnight. And I remember this clear as day because it was my very first paranormal experience, and it was like really, really creepy. So I have this eerie feeling, and I get up in the middle. Ugh, I got goosebumps. It's probably because of the fan. I get up at midnight, and at this point I have my own room because I used to share a room with my sister. At this point I have my own room, and like my door's open, and so you could see like the hallway, and I don't know if there happened to be a light on in the hallway or not. I don't remember that, but I remember just getting a weird feeling at midnight and like sitting up like, oh my gosh, something's off, but I don't know what it is. And I looked straight ahead, and I saw my grandma walking right across from me in the hallway, and then she stopped, and I'm like, and I didn't feel scared at all at this point. I was like, oh, it's my grandma, you know. I kid you not, she stops right in her tracks. She looks straight at me. It is not her eyes. It is the devil.
It's a demon, yeah.
Yeah. And it freaked me out so bad, and I, of course, you know, do what all kids do, just hide under the blanket. And then eventually it was morning. But that was the freakiest thing ever. I expected my grandma to like smile at me or do something. No. And I was like, really? This is how my first paranormal...
This is creepy. That's creepy.
Yeah. And of course, you know, my dad doesn't believe in the paranormal. So, you know, could you imagine when I told him? I don't even remember telling him. But...
He probably just went, huh.
And it was funny because I asked my grandpa, I think we were all sitting down at some point when we were back in Missouri, but it was my grandpa and my dad, and I said, what happened to grandma? And my grandpa was like, yeah, she had a heart attack. She was having a hard time breathing, and it happened on that couch cushion. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was exactly part of my vision. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then so that whole 8th grade year, I had premonitions of like everything, even like little things at school. I'd be walking in the hallway and I'd have like a premonition of like, I don't know, something random like a test or
And it'll come to you
Little
like
things.
randomly. You don't even know. It just
It's
comes
not
to you.
always spiritual
No.
premonitions. It could be like anything, like something's about to happen and whatever. So yeah, so that was freaky. And then so the thing is, I don't know how much of this to tell.
Well, some people believe and some don't, and some
I know.
know what we're talking about.
So yeah, some people are gonna know exactly what we're talking about, and some people are gonna be like,
You're full of shit.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, but this is basically for all of the Halloween fans, you know. My friend Caroline, her channel is all about Halloween, staying spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Except she spells her with a C instead of a K.
That's cute.
And so I know she'll believe me. She's got her own paranormal experiences that we have yet to hear. So, and then I've had good and bad experiences. Sometimes I'm like, most of the time now, since I'm older, I mostly just have dreams now. Are you the same way?
Yeah.
Like-
I remember when I was little. Well, I wasn't real little, but I was about 10, and me and my best friend were at her house, and we shut the door and turned out the light, and it was dark outside anyway, and we heard something that said if you say Hail Mary, full of grace 10 times, that the devil will appear in the mirror. We closed our eyes and said it 10 times, and when we opened our eyes, we saw this, I can't even describe it. It was like
But it wasn't Bloody Mary, it was
black
something
and
different.
red. It was like the devil.
Ugh.
And me and her ran all the way up to my house.
I don't remember that story.
I didn't tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times these days I'll just get dreams of like my grandparents or past loved ones just saying hi in my dreams, and it's not a big deal. Other times, like Jeff knows, I still wake up with like nightmares. Once in a blue moon, it doesn't happen as often as it did, especially when I still lived with Dad.
When I was about 8, I remember sleeping and I had a nightmare, and my nightmare was walking down the steps, and it was a big old creaky house, and when I walked down on the bottom step, something grabbed my leg and I fell backwards, and my hands went above my head, and I fell down with my hands up over my head. And when I woke up screaming, and my hands were above my head. I know. That's weird.
See, Dad's basement is creepy. I'm always afraid something's gonna grab my leg from going down the
I've
basement.
never felt anything in the basement.
No, just the Native Americans. He always says.
Yeah,
he's
you
like,
never
it's
know
just
what
the
you're gonna find.
Indians.
You'll find a wagon wheel or something out in the field.
Yeah, what are sparrowheads?
Mm-hmm.
Or spearheads?
Arrowheads.
Arrowheads, yeah. I thought there was another name for them.
Probably.
But yeah, because where my dad's house is built, it's built on the Trail of Tears. You can also look that up. That's a different story.
Right.
But yeah, so my dad's house is creepy in general. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, what, the neighbors are like a couple miles?
Yeah.
At least. And it's dead in the middle of the night. And this was before, when I lived there, before he started putting on floodlights, so that when you came down the driveway, it would actually, the light would come up. and you can see for, I mean, it would only stay on for like 60 seconds.
Right.
And I wasn't even scared of ghosts. I was scared of werewolves.
Well,
Creepy.
We had coyotes.
Yeah, coyotes are still there.
Mhm.
And it's just creepy, especially, you know, getting home at
It's
midnight.
like pitch dark. You can't even see your hand in
Yeah.
front of your face.
Yeah, pitch dark, and it's just the creepiest feeling. I'm like trying to jiggle my key, like hurry up,
Yeah.
like get in the
Right.
house and then lock it.
Yeah, you feel like somebody's chasing you, like a
Yeah.
horror movie or something.
Like anybody can literally be hiding in the woods.
Like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. No, I was thinking or Jeepers Creepers.
Ew. That's even worse.
Okay, so what would your favorite horror movie be? If you had to choose one.
Oh, I know which one.
No, which
Oh, I had illusions
Oh my gosh.
after I saw that movie.
Wait, let me guess. Is it The Grudge?
Yes.
I haven't watched The Grudge in forever.
Oh my gosh, I can't watch that. Things started moving, literally, and I saw The Grudge.
It's creepy.
Like an object would look like The Grudge, like coming after me. I was literally, and I wasn't even sleeping. It was in the middle of the day.
That is pretty creepy. My favorite is always gonna be Michael Myers. I love all the Halloween movies, but that's not even really scary for me. I think the one movie that kind of not scared me, but kind of freaked me out was a movie called Mama. Do you remember that in the old house?
I think so. Vaguely.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think it was like a mom. No, a mom had, I believe, don't quote me on this, but a mom had lost her kid, and then a new mom and daughter moved into the house, and the creepy old, like, spirit mom was trying to get the girl, and she was so creepy looking.
Oh my gosh,
I think
I remember that.
that was the one that really, like, threw me off and gave me nightmares, actually, for a couple nights.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that and you're a major horror movie fan, I highly, highly recommend it. I don't know what year it is, but it's called Mama. What else? What other paranormal stories do you have? Let's do one more good one, and then we'll end it.
Do you have any?
I can tell the one that Grandpa always told me. Oh, okay, well, I'll tell this one creepy one first. This is probably the creepiest one, or should I save that for last?
Save it for last.
Okay, I'll save this one for last. Okay, so I'll tell you the one that my grandpa always told me. So he said him and his cousin, when they were like 10, and they were living in, I think it was Mexico, New York. They used to ride their bikes across the train tracks, and a long time ago, before them, this man and his wife like built a house, but the wife died. I don't remember what the cause was it, but she died really young. And the husband gave up on building the house, so it just kind of like was abandoned. It was still like a full house on the outside. Just on the inside, it wasn't really functional. Nothing in there. Creepy. And so I don't even think there were windows in at that point. And so one night, my grandpa and his cousin rode their bikes across the train tracks to this haunted house. And of course his cousin was like, let's go in and see what happens, because there was rumors going around that you could see a woman in white on the top floor just staring at you. And my grandpa was like, yeah, right, whatever. And cousin's like, okay, so they got to the front door, and it was kind of creaky, like in a horror movie. And so my grandpa, He sounded like the smarter one. He was like, no, I have a bad feeling. Let's just go. And then um, his cousin convinced him to go like part way up the stairs, because I guess when you got in the house, like the staircase was right there. They got up halfway the staircase on the staircase, and they heard some kind of sound coming from the house, and they bolted out. And so his cousin was already riding his bike across the train tracks, and my Aunt Grandpa turned around to look, and there she was. She was standing in a long white gown. She had long black hair, and she was staring right at him. Oh, that gives me creeps.
Ew. How old was your grandpa?
He was like 10.
Oh, wow. You never told me that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And that was the only scary story he would ever tell me.
Wow.
And it ooh, so creepy.
It is creepy.
Ooh, I'm shaking.
Yeah.
Okay, you're next. And then we'll end off with my...
End off with yours. Mine's not as...
That's
scary.
fine. It doesn't have to be like... That's why we're saving the scariest one for last. Although I'm sure my first paranormal experience was scary enough. But go ahead.
Well, when I was living with Grandma, Granny, I remember she always, would tell me what heaven looked like, and that she heard things and God spoke to her and stuff, and so I was like laying in bed that night saying, God, show me a sign. I want to see you. Show me a sign. Because I wanted to see what Grandma saw.
Yeah.
More than what I've seen. But I'm like, how come you never talk to me like you do Grandma?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the bathroom,
Oh no.
and there was this like white figure up in the mirror.
Oh.
And I don't know. I just ran back and got under the cover, but I don't know what it was, but it was just this white figure, but it was like a human figure, but it was the outside part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like an outlining?
Yeah, like an outlining. But I bolted. I'm like,
I would too.
I'm gonna ask for nothing no more.
That's my last request. Yeah. There was literally one that I was just thinking of. There's like way too many. I'm sure you can agree. There's just way too many.
Yeah, I can't
stories.
think, especially since I know I'm on camera.
Okay, so last. Oh.
In my pajamas.
Oh, they don't care.
Oh my gosh.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys are like falling down.
Anybody, a single male out there.
Okay, Mom, we're not looking for boyfriends.
30 to 50. I'm available.
Cut. Okay, so my last story. By the way, if you're still here watching the craziness, listening to the craziness, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on your notifications, and that way you never miss a video that I post. And if you want to see, or I should say hear, more paranormal stories from me, my mom, I don't know, I'm sure I could ask Grandma.
You gonna tell your last story though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure we could come up with more paranormal stories. So if that's something that you would like to see more, just comment down below. So anyway, here is the last and final spooky story of the night. I can tell we're already gonna have bad dreams tonight. Because every time you have chocolate before bedtime, I don't know.
It's the worst. It is.
I always
It does
have
something.
bad dreams when I have chocolate
it
before
does
bed.
something.
And I thought that was always a myth. My dad always said that. He's like, if you have something sweet before bed, you're going to have nightmares. Well, I've always had nightmares.
Well, it's usually chocolate.
Yeah, especially chocolate. So anyway, so when me and my mom and my brothers were living in the last house, the Arnold house. Kimberly, yeah. I was home a lot, alone, broke college student, trying to find a job, living with my mother. No offense. And so, you know, I would just like, I don't know what I was doing at this point. I guess I just like was watching TV and I decided to like get up. And I went past my mom's room and I thought I saw something. This was probably my worst, because I've had dreams of similar content, but seeing it in person was the worst, especially when the devil is trying to like take over your loved ones, you know, like possessing your loved ones that you know, like they would never do that, or you know, they're already passed. Well, anyway, so at that point Granny was already passed, and I walked quickly by your bedroom and thought I saw something under the bed, and I'm like, it's my imagination, right? And I back up and I'm like in between the kitchen and like the hallway, looking at, like straight at her bedroom, and I kid you not, I see Granny with devil eyes hiding under the bed looking at me. And I hid in that kitchen for I don't know how long, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could not even go out of the kitchen without wanting to freak out because I was so scary.
So both your grandmas you saw
had devil eyes, yeah. Yeah, they were demons. It was ugh.
For a long time I couldn't even shut the door or turn my light out. Like I had to have some type of light on and my door open.
And see, it doesn't bother me now. I have to have everything pitch black.
Yeah, me too. It doesn't bother
and
me
quiet.
either.
Is that thunder?
It's your brother getting in bed.
Oh. I'm like, that sounds like thunder. Yeah, so, you know, I've had so many bad dreams about, like, the devil possessing, like, you or even me or Katie or someone, and it's just the creepiest thing ever. But when you see it in real life, and those eyes, I can't describe those eyes because they're so creepy looking. I don't think we'd ever want to wish it upon our worst enemy.
Yeah, I don't think I've never experienced anything like that. So I hope I never do.
I think a lot of things have like calmed down as you get older though.
You had nightmares a lot.
When I was little.
A lot.
The witch that touched my toe. I remember.
Yes.
I was Caroline's age. I think I was 6.
You had a lot of nightmares.
And I woke up in the middle of the night because I saw a witch touch my toe at the end of my bed. And then I had a bad dream about her feeding me worms and milk.
Okay.
But she touched my toe, and so to this day, I have to have my feet covered at night, even if I'm hot.
Now that I understand.
I just have a weird feeling I can't have my feet left out.
I wouldn't, yeah, I'd do the same thing. Sorry, guys.
It's girls' night. It's paranormal. Maybe that was a ghost. We're being such ladies here. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that paranormal story time. Go check out my friend Caroline. Stay Spooky is her channel. And let me know if you want to see more of this. Let me know if you want to see more of her.
Gosh, I'm a mess.
We're all a mess, aren't we? We're fine. You know, people are going to want to see you. Have spooky dreams. Bye.
Bye.